According to the Ayurvedic system, there are 3 different varieties of honeys are there in roughly. One is mountain honey, which we call Malanthe, or the honey collected from the mountain, Malanthe. Kombuthen in certain kind of holes or trunks of some animals. There is honey that is Kombuthen. Next is Adukuthen, which is another kind of honey. In this, the mountain honey, Malanthen, is coming from the big bees. There is one honey which we call Cheruthen, small honey, coming from very small bees, which is mostly very highly medicated. We get only less amount, so different kinds of eye medicine, the small honey is used. Whereas the mountain honey is by the big bees. They come as a big group, and when you collect the honey, you should be careful. If the bees are disturbed, they can kill people. From the big bees, we get big amount of honey. When it comes to the next group, Kombuthen, some small hole, it is the small honey comes in that group. In small holes where some small gap is there, these small bees come and settle down and they collect their honey there. So in India, the electricity is coming to the electricity meter, and there is a small box in the meter. So in the meter box, normally the small bees make their home very frequently, or some gap in the walls, or wherever some small location, the small bees come and settle down their house there, and we get the small bee honey, which is this. We will speak more details about the small bees honey, which is extremely useful. We make a good medicine for eye. We call it Ilanir Kulambu. It's a very effective eye drop. If we are as a part of daily discipline, Dinacharya, we all are supposed to use that every day to write on your eyes. If you write that Ilanir Kolambu, in which honey, the small bee honey is a very unavoidable ingredient, and if you use that, you will not have depend on any other thing like glasses to read when you get old age, or in another way, whatever difficulties can come due to old age in your later part to your eyes won't be making any problem to your reading or different kinds of daily activities. So it's a very effective medicine. Ilanir Kulambu, we will speak about that also later, but in that the small bee honey is an ingredient that comes in the Kombuthen group. Next is Adukuthen. So when we hear the word honey, we all are, the sound itself makes us happy. Consuming is also happy. When we go deep into the subject honey, we will find a big list of medicinal property of honey. So it is an inevitable part of our pharmacy or the kitchen pharmacy medicine. Honey has a great role. Honey, beeswax, both has a great role. One of the very important thing connected with the honey is a pre-digested food. That means when you consume honey, its energy is released to your system with few minutes. Whereas if you eat a food, it has to go and mix with the different kinds of digestive juices and reach stomach. It will take 4 or 5 hours to release its energy. So one of the very important thing related with honey is it is a pre-digested food. The moment you consume, when it touches your tongue, from that moment onwards, it will start to release its energy. So in tiredness, like the glucose, the modern medicine also a pre-digested food. The moment it reaches your tongue, within few minutes, it start to release the energy and the tiredness will go away. That is why people who are tired, if you give a honey drink, within few minutes, their tiredness will go and they will be recharged. That is a very important feature related with honey. India is a country where the food preservation, because India and China is the two countries where biggest population is there. So when big population comes, you need good amount of food. And when you think about food, we have to understand that many food is available only in season. When it comes to mango, gooseberry, different kinds of fruits, different kinds of herb. So many food items are extremely seasonal. So Indian people started to find many beautiful way of preservation with natural thing. So you will be able to protect the food for long time in natural ways. When we go behind the subject of food preservation, you will find many amazing techniques, which is a big subject. People who love the art of preservation, if they go to the Ayurvedic methods of India to preserve the food, you will find hundreds of amazing techniques, extremely natural. Not only that, without losing the property of that food, how to keep it for a long time was a big concern. And in honey, one of the most important property of honey is it is a good preservative. So you put the gooseberry or different things to the honey, and you can use it for a long time. So honey gooseberry, tennellika. Honey gooseberry is a very attractive item with the honey and gooseberry. Like that, many items are there. But what I want to tell that when you come to the quality of honey, we have to understand that its medicinal property, its capacity to preserve the food, different thing. When you start to understand, we will salute the honey and honeybee to their donation to the existence of human being. When the great leader Alexander there are some sweet relation with honey and Alexander. And Alexander is considered to be one of the greatest warrior ever came to the earth. And he came to India, but in the war, he was killed. So he was basically, his body has to bring back to Babylonia. It will take, in that time, there was no big transportation other than a horse cart. So to bring the body without any decay, the technique used in that time was people put Alexander's body in a honey tank. So once you put the dead body in honey, nowadays we are using freezer, the refrigerative system, but in olden time we were using different kinds of system. And at that time, as a great preservative, Alexander's dead body was kept in honey and it was taken to Babylonia. In the Ramayana, it is again much back, very old literature, one of the oldest literature of the world. The story of great Lord Ram. His father Dasharatha died. At that time, Ram was sent to forest by his mother. Ram and Lakshmana went to forest. Other brothers, Bharata and Shatrugna was in the mother's house, very far. So when he died, the children were not there. And according to the Indian system, the eldest son has to put fire to the dead body of the father. We will keep some firewood by layer, then we keep the body, then again we put fire sticks, and we will cover the body with fully with wooden stick, and later the eldest son has to, after the ceremony, he has to put the light to the wood. At that time, nobody was there, so in order to keep the body till the children comes, at that time they put dead body of Lord Ram's father Dasharatha in a tank filled with oil. When you come to the Egypt, when with the pyramid, you will see they were using a different technique, but the technique they use, the dead body is wrapped with a different thing. They will take out the intestine and a lot of salt, different things come. So they won't be able to find it out, the face detect, but it will be, we can say in the namesake, we can say the body. But the minute details will be lost because of dryness. Whereas if you come to honey, if you can come to oil, and different kinds of techniques are there to preserve different things. In these techniques, it is we can see the person as it is without any decay. So the history of honey and Alexander is connected well. There was another great sage in Tamil Nadu. His name was Ramanuja. He was the chief priest of the greatest Vaishnava temple, Srirangam, in Kumbhakonam, Srirangam. And his body also kept it in oil. And now also, after many years, if people who go to Srirangam, they can see the body without any decay. But when you use the honey for a different purpose, you have to make sure that the honey is out of moisture content. We have some techniques to remove the moisture or water content. About that we will talk little later when we come more details of honey. But one thing we have to keep it in that whenever we want to use honey as a preservative, it should be free from moisture. No water should be there normally. So-called honey is there, you can see a certain amount of water or moisture is always there. Unless we don't remove the moisture or water particles within short time, fermentation happens, bad smell will come and it can give bad effects. So it is a must that when you use honey as a preservative, the container should be dried well. The honey should be free of water and moisture particles. Such things should be remembered when you use as a preservative. We stop here.